As 8 Geography, Lesson 2, Weather and Climate. Weather and climate influence man's activities like what we eat, we wear, the house in which we live and work, farming, sailing, fishing, modern transport, and even our playtime, etc. Hence, one should have knowledge about weather and climate. So, in this chapter, we are going to learn about weather and climate, its elements, and how they influence our lifestyle. Weather. Weather is the day-to-day conditions or state of atmosphere at any place as regards sunshine, temperature, cloud cover, wind fog condition, air pressure, humidity, precipitation, and such other elements. It refers to short periods like a day, a week, a month, or a little longer, and as such, the weather changes from time to time in a day and one period to other in an year. In the morning, the weather might be sunny with a clear sky in a place, and evening there might be clouds and rain. Similarly, the weather is cool in winter and hot in summer. These are the different weather elements: sunny, cloudy, rainy, drizzling, it may be windy, stormy, snowy, thunderstorms, lightning. These are all different weather elements. We often hear people saying, today the climate is good or bad. It is incorrect to say like that. Instead, it has to be said that the weather is good or bad. We could observe the television news readers saying weather report and not the climate report. For example, the cricket match have been postponed due to bad weather, but they don't say due to bad climate. Climate. The word climate is derived from the ancient Greek word klimo, which means inclination. Because we all know that the inclination of Earth and the tilting of the Earth on its axis is one of the main reasons for the seasons. Climate is generally defined as the average conditions or state of weather of a place or a region. The average atmospheric conditions are determined by measuring the weather elements for a long period of time, which is usually for 35 years. The elements of weather and climate are the same. The climate does not change often like weather. The scientists who study weather are called as meteorologists, and the scientists who study climate are called as climatologists. So in short, we can say the weather of a particular region keeps changing every day depending on temperature, rainfall, and wind conditions. But the climate would show the long-term behavior of the weather in that region. So weather is similar to our mood on a day, and climate is like our overall personality. Earth's atmosphere is a layer of gases surrounding the planet Earth and retained by the Earth's gravity. So because of the Earth's gravitational pull or force, the atmosphere is intact surrounding the Earth. And this is the composition of the air. Nitrogen is 78%, oxygen 20.9%, other gases 0.17%, argon 0.90%, and carbon dioxide 0.03%. And like our Earth, other planets also have atmosphere. Mercury has oxygen, sodium, and hydrogen, whereas Venus, the major gas, the major atmosphere of the Venus has carbon dioxide and a very meager amount of nitrogen and other gases. And our Earth, nitrogen, oxygen, argon, and other gases. Mars also has majority of carbon dioxide, the nitrogen, argon, and other gases. Jupiter has hydrogen 90%, helium 1%, and other gases less than 1%. Saturn has hydrogen 96% and helium 3% and other gases 1%. That's why Saturn is very, very light. Uranus, the gaseous giant, has hydrogen 83%, helium 15%, and methane 2%. Neptune has helium 19%, hydrogen 96%, 86%, and methane 1%. Controlling factors of weather and climate. Angle of the sun's rays, the length of daytime, altitude, distribution of land and water bodies, location and direction of mountain ranges, air pressure, winds and ocean currents. Because of the surface of the earth is curved, certain portions receive direct rays and other portions receive indirect rays. So because of this spherical shape of the earth and the curvature of the earth, near the equator, the sun rays travel a very short distance, and also over a smaller area, the powerful rays are concentrated. Whereas near the poles or toward the poles, the sun rays have to travel a very long distance and they are spread over a larger area. The polar regions receive slanting sun's rays, hence there is little or no sunlight in this area. Thus, there is an extreme cold winters in this region. So when the lower concentration, the sunlight, than the poles at the equator, the climate will be cooler. Elements of weather and climate: temperature, rainfall, pressure, humidity, and wind. First, let us see about temperature. What is temperature? Temperature is a measure of how hot or cold something is. Temperature is one of the key elements of weather and climate. The earth and its atmosphere get heated from the sun through insolation. What is insolation? The incoming solar radiation is called as insolation. The degree of heat present in the air is termed as temperature. Apart from sun's rays, the heat in air also depends the atmospheric mass to a small extent. Temperature varies with time due to changes in the level of radiation which reach the Earth's surface. This is due to motions of the Earth, that is, the rotation and revolution and the inclination of Earth's axis. The temperature influences the level of humidity, that is, the amount of water vapor in the air, the process of evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Heat energy from solar radiation is received by the Earth through three mechanisms: radiation, conduction, and convection. The Earth's atmosphere is heated more by terrestrial radiation than insolation. So this is an example that shows clearly what is radiation, convection, and conduction. So here the vessel gets heated up by the flames of the stove, and this is radiation. And then the water molecules at the bottom of the vessel gets heated up and they rise to the top, and the cool water molecules at the top, they come to the bottom and they form a current here. This is called as convection. And once the vessel gets heated, the water gets heated, slowly the handle also gets heated, which is not directly touching the flame. So the heat from the edge, that is from near the vessel, this heat spreads over till the end, and this is called as conduction. Temperature varies both horizontally and vertically. Temperature decreases with increasing height is known as lapse rate, which is 6.5 degrees Celsius per 1000 meters in troposphere. That is, for every 1000 meters of ascent, the temperature decreases by 6.5 degrees Celsius. That's why when the altitude increases, the temperature decreases, because the air is more dense near the surface of the earth. Because of the gravitational pull of the earth, the atmosphere is dense near the surface. Once we go up and up, the air becomes rarefied and it spreads and it is less dense and it cannot hold or it cannot absorb more heat. That is why it is cool in the higher altitudes. What are isotherms? The degree of hotness and coldness is known as temperature. The distribution of temperature is shown on the map by using isotherms. Isotherms are the lines on the map connecting points having same temperature. The Greek word isos means equal to or the same as. The Greek word therm means heat. So here in this map we can see this line connects, has 4 points, and all these points will be having the same temperature as 75 degree. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And all these 5 places will be having the temperature as 70 degree. So what are isotherms? They are the lines drawn on the map connecting places having same temperature. Factors affecting temperature on Earth: latitude, altitude, land and water mass, oceanic currents, topography of land, forest and vegetation, soil, clouds and rainfall. The temperature of a unit volume of air at a given time is measured in scales like Celsius, Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Temperature is usually measured in degrees Celsius and degree Fahrenheit. Celsius scale of temperature was invented by Anders Celsius. He was a Swedish astronomer. Fahrenheit scale of temperature is named after Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit. On Celsius scale, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius and freezes at 0 degrees Celsius. On Fahrenheit scale, water boils at 212 degree Fahrenheit and freezes at 32 degree Fahrenheit. Meteorologist measures the temperature by thermometer, Stephenson screen, and minimum and maximum thermometer. Thermometer is a glass tube which is sealed on one end and has a bulb on the other hand. The lower part of the glass tube and bulb are filled with mercury. The Celsius thermometer shows 0 to 100 degrees of temperature, and the Fahrenheit thermometer shows 32 to 212 degrees of temperature. This is Stephenson screen, and this is minimum and maximum thermometer. So the incoming solar radiation is called as insolation. Only 50% of the insolation reaches the surface, and the others on the way, they are hindered by the clouds or water vapor or anything in the atmosphere, and they are reflected back. The amount of energy absorbed from insolation is equal to Earth's surface radiation, and balance energy from insolation and Earth's surface radiation. Insolation received by the Earth's surface is changed to heat energy. The Earth radiates this heat energy back into the atmosphere, and that is called as terrestrial radiation. So the incoming solar radiation first passes through the atmosphere and touches the Earth's surface, and the atmosphere, which is in close contact with the Earth's surface, touches the Earth's surface, and when the surface of the Earth gets heated, the atmosphere also gets heated because of the terrestrial radiation. The energy received by the Earth through insolation is lost by outgoing radiation. Atmosphere is mainly heated by outgoing radiation from 2 to 4 p.m. So the maximum temperature is recorded between 2 and 4 p.m. regularly, and minimum temperature is recorded around 4 a.m. before sunrise. So this picture shows the three mechanisms how the Earth gets heated. This is solar radiation, and some of the sun's energy reflects back out into the space. And here, once the radiation is received by the Earth, this heat energy rises and some escapes Earth's atmosphere. And some of this heat energy encounters gas molecules that scatter it and deflect it back towards the Earth. Mean temperature. The average of maximum and minimum temperatures within 24 hours is called mean daily temperature. Diurnal range of temperature is nothing but the difference between the maximum and minimum temperature without taking the average. That is called as diurnal range of temperature. And this mean temperature is calculated for every day, every week, every month. Annual range of temperature is the difference between the highest and lowest mean monthly temperatures of a year. The annual range is defined as the difference between the hottest and coldest months, taking monthly mean temperatures in each case. It is given approximately by the difference between the average of the January maximum and minimum temperatures and the corresponding average for July. July being the hottest month and January being the coldest month in such a case. Heat zones of the Earth. The fact that the Earth is spherical in shape results in different parts of the Earth getting heated differently. Based on the heat received from the Sun, Earth is divided into three heat zones, namely torrid zone, temperate zone, and frigid zone. So these latitudes, the Tropic of Cancer, Arctic Circle, Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle are very, very important to fix the heat zones of the Earth. What is torrid zone? It is a region between the Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. This region receives the direct rays of the sun and gets the maximum heat from the sun. And this zone is called as torrid zone or tropical zone. Temperate zone. This zone lies between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle in the northern hemisphere, Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle in the southern hemisphere. And this zone gets the slanting rays of the sun, and the angle of sun's rays goes on decreasing towards at the poles. Thus, this zone experiences moderate temperature. The frigid zone lies between the Arctic Circle and North Pole, the Antarctic Circle and the South Pole. Since it receives the extremely low temperature throughout the year, these regions are covered with snow. The coldest temperature ever recorded on the Earth is at Vostok Station. It is the Russian research station in Antarctica. It was recorded on 21st July 1983, minus 89.2 degrees Celsius. The hottest temperature ever recorded in the world, 134 degrees Fahrenheit in Greenland Range, Death Valley, California in USA on July 10, 1913. Let us see about the other weather elements such as pressure, rainfall, humidity, etc. in the next class.